Welcome students. In today's lecture of Internet and Web Technology, that is CS 504, uh, as we are continuing with the unit number 1, that is Introduction. So, in this unit, that is unit number 1, we are going to start with a very new and innovative and interesting topic today, that is Web 2.0 technology. Yes, Web 2.0. Now, first of all, I would like to tell you all that the contents which I have included in this lecture are: first is the prerequisite, then next content which I have included is a thorough introduction to Web 2.0 technology. Then topic number 1 we will cover, that is what are the application areas where actually Web 2.0 technology is found. Then topic number 2 corresponds to the comparison which we will do between the previous version of that is Web 1.0 technology versus Web 2.0 technology. Next we will proceed towards the third topic, that is Web 2.0 tools. What are the tools which are actually used in Web 2.0 technology. Then we will go for the learning outcomes, and then we'll see research scope and then references. Now first of all, the prerequisite for studying this particular topic is actually we should already have an understanding of how the means basically how the internet works, and we must understand the difference between a web page, what is a web page, what is a website, and what is a web server and a search engine. So all these terminologies are actually not unknown to all of us. We already have gone through all these terminologies whenever we basically operate the internet. Then in that case we come across all these web pages, websites, web servers, search engines, etc. So just the simple prerequisite for this particular lecture is a basic understanding is must for all these internet components. That's it. Now we will see the very important part of this lecture, that is the introduction part of Web 2.0. Actually Web 2.0 is the, we can say it's a revolution in the business industry of the computers basically, which caused we can say which was basically caused by the move to the internet as a platform, and any attempt to understand the rules for the success on that new platform. Actually this was this definition was actually given by Tim O'Reilly, and he actually defined Web 2.0 as a business revolution in the computer industry, because it at once it was seen that it at once transformed the direction of the computer industry. And here the platform was the internet only, where actually this platform totally drifted to a different we can say a newer technology aspects, or we can say newer technology platform was actually provided for the internet. So we can here basically it quickly drifted the previous Web 1.0 version to a newer era, we can say that. So this was the definition which was given by Tim O'Reilly, and it's a simply improved version of the first World Wide Web. We can say that actually whenever we talk about the World Wide Web, and then at the very starting the version which was named for this very first initiative of the World Wide Web was Web 1.0. So we can say that Web 2.0 is a simply improved version of it, and it is characterized specifically by the change from the static to the dynamic or user generated content, and also the growth of the social media. So n numbers of applications we will study for understanding that how this version of the web technology became an improved version over the Web 1.0 technology. So here basically it is the one thing to remember is that it is characterized specifically by the change from the static to the dynamic, we can say, and also the user generated content, and also the growth of social media actually defines this particular Web 2.0, we can say. This is the just pictorial representation of Web 2.0, where n numbers of technologies are being incorporated, and we can say that it actually covers all the different we can say technology, internet technologies. Now basically the concept which actually follows this Web 2.0 technology is actually rich web applications. Means the web applications which are created in Web 2.0 are quite rich. They are actually web oriented architecture, rather we can say, and social web, semantic web it is. It refers to the changes in the ways web pages are designed and used by the users without any change in technical specifications. So here we can say that it's totally a newer improved technology which gives the user a richer web application experience, and web oriented architecture is basically the focus of this particular technology, and it refers mainly to the changes, or we can say the web pages are designed, built, and how do they appear, means how do the web pages actually appear. So basically the CSS technology, HTML technology, and PHP all have we can say that have a scope of advancement if they follow the Web 2.0 platform. And basically how do the web pages basically, for example, certain particular we can say that a company's web page is there, so how artistically the web page of a particular organization is designed. So all these basically means whatever may be the changes which are being done for making a particular website to appear a good and proper one. So all those changes actually refer basically to the we can say are supported by the we can say Web 2.0 technology, and this is actually the we can say the speciality of Web 2.0, that actually it is referring to the way the changes in the ways web pages are designed and used by the users. Rather they are not doing any particular major technical changes, or technical specifications are not being changed in this. Just the we can say the web pages are more smartly designed, and more we can say the good user interfaces are provided in the web pages with the use of the Web 2.0 technology. Yes. Now we will discuss about the Web 2.0 applications, where actually we are actually seeing Web 2.0 applications, or the we can say in our day-to-day life we are actually seeing all these Web 2.0 examples or applications. So basically the examples include hosted services like Google Maps, Google Earth, web applications, then Google Docs, Google Doc Sheets, then Flickr, video sharing sites, YouTube, then wikis or MediaWiki, blogs, WordPress, then social networking or the Facebook, Twitter, microblogging, and of course the podcast LE, that is podcasting, and the content hosting services, and many more. So generally all these are the application areas we can consider for the Web 2.0, where actually this technology is being used in today's era. So you all must have seen that Google Maps actually tell us the location in a very quicker way in any particular location if we are traveling to, and whatever may be the national highway on which we are traveling actually, so that is very quickly notified by the Google Maps, or we can say the GSM system which is present in our mobile. So it immediately gives us the Google Maps immediately give us a mark that where we should turn now, so that we can reach early to the destination, and so on. So basically all these notifications are provided by the Google Maps, etc. So basically these all are the applications which correspond to the Web 2.0 technology, and these are the various different applications which we have already seen, that is MediaWiki, blogs, etc. So the social networking sites, podcasting basically, and content hosting services, etc. All these are the applications of Web 2.0 only. Now we will see the differences between the web 1.0 and the web 2.0. So it is very important that we must know what is the basic difference between the web 1.0 and the web 2.0. So first of all we will see the difference. As the picture represents that this was the we can say the position of web 1.0 in 1996, and the mostly read-only web 250,000 sites were there. Writing web was not the practice in those times, so only read-only web was mostly used. So 250,000 sites were there, and published content, user-generated content. So around we can say that published content was more, and user-generated content was quite lesser. And here this was the public. 45 million global users were there in 1996. This was the scenario with the web 1.0, that actually the web was only read only, no writing approach was there in the web 1.0. This is a major difference point we can take while comparing with the 2.0 web. So basically here the mostly read only web was followed, and mostly published content was there, and user generated content was not that much. Yes, so in 1996 45 million global users were there in this, using this technology web 1.0. and now web 2.0, the widely read write web. So basically whenever the web 2.0 came into existence, the we can say that sites number also increased, at the same time the published content and the user generated content, means published content increased more as compared to web 1.0, and user generated content also increased to a considerable extent. Yes, so 1 billion plus global users actually were there in 2006. So this was the scenario with the web 2.0 basically, where we can say that there was a collective intelligence terminology came into existence, which corresponded to the published content as well as the user generated content. Means so many emails, so many Google Doc sheets, so many we can say spreadsheets, and so much of means data was started being transferred from one server to another. So actually this published content was also there. It also raised considerably from as compared to 1996, but at the same time the user generated content also raised to a considerable degree or extent. So this was the case or scenario in 2006 with the web 2.0. And mostly the most important definition is read write. The widely read write web was supported in this. Means the user could actually do the, and the user was actually able to do any particular writing application, or we can say the user could actually upload so much of data which was not possible in the previous web 1.0. Only the data, we can say published content was there, and data downloading was actually the we can say mostly commonly seen, but data uploading by the users or by the public people or by the people was not a prevalent practice, but this was seen more in number in 2000 from 2006 in web 2.0 technology. So here we will just compare with the web 1.0 versus web 1.2 web 2.0. So this is the category of parameters or the index parameters on over which we are going to compare web 1.0 with web 2.0. So as we have already seen that the first functionality is regarding the contents, because here reading contents was mostly followed in web 1.0 technology, whereas creating contents means data creation by the users and then uploading it on the internet. This was mostly observed in the web 2.0 technology. In web 1.0 only personal websites were there, but in web 2.0 also blogs and profiles, like suppose LinkedIn profiles, etc. So bloggers and profile we can say also were observed in Web 2.0 technology only, whereas personal websites were there in Web 1.0. Now basically the functionality, if we talk about the Web 1.0, then generally under construction sign was actually mostly seen in Web 1.0, when certain particular we can say the site was not accessible, or we can say the certain particular suppose we are searching for any particular exam site or a university any particular exam result site, and since many users are logging on to that particular site, then what the message came, usually the message was flashed on the systems that under construction sign was there in, and but in web if we would talk about the Web 2.0, then in that case generally this construction errors do not generally we can say are flashed on this particular Web 2.0, and so we can say that basically if certain particular construction is even though any particular website is still under construction, then we can say a beta sign is flashed generally to notify that any particular services or website services are withheld, or currently they are not available, etc. So for that generally the beta sign was actually we can say was flashed. Then if we talk about the technologies, then technologies are basically HTML, HTTP, HTTPS were used in Web 1.0, we know that. But if we talk about the Web 2.0, then AJAX, then JSON, SOAP, REST, XML, HTTP, HTTPS. So all these were the we can say the technologies which are actually supported in Web 2.0. Now JSON scripts and AJAX were not used in Web 1.0. SOAP protocol is also was not a part of Web 1.0, but now it is part of this particular Web 2.0. And actually if we talk about the technologies, then technologies are quite synchronous in case of Web 1.0, but in case of Web 2.0 the technologies are we can say asynchronous, because here it's a dynamic allotment is done for any particular we can say data, and it's the time is not synchronized on the both the ends, that is we can say the client machine side and the server side. So that's why we can say that since the timing is not or the clocks are not synchronized on both the sides, and that's why it's called as the type of technology which is quite synchronous. And if we talk about the mostly the technology it's followed in Web 1.0 is client server technology, whereas peer to peer, or means from correct process from a computer to the correct process on the another computer, the process should reach or the data should reach. So peer to peer processing is generally followed in Web 2.0. Now if we talk about the security, then obviously the security issues are we can say now enhanced in Web 2.0 also, but the difference between both are that the site owner actually means the content was released from the site owner side in Web 1.0 technology, whereas the content can be released from the site user side in the Web 2.0 technology. So here the structured entry points are actually provided in Web 1.0 technology, whereas certain distributed multiple entry points are provided in Web 2.0 technology. So all these basically the differences are there, which makes us one thing clear to us, that Web 1.0 is an older version and an improved version is Web 2.0, where actually the contents were only being read in Web 1.0 technology, whereas here the contents can be created by the users as well, they can be controlled by the users as well. Means like in Web 1.0 if we want to particularly for example any particular news, we can say if we want to publish, or we can say if any news we want to and very important, any particular news related to, means it's a national news, and we want to make it know to certain particular group of people, then we can generally make it visible to the other people through social networking sites. So generally any particular news related to environment, related to we can say health issues, etc. These news can be made from by one person, notified to the other person through the use of the social networking sites. So this was not possible in case of web 1.0, because here only one person was the we can say the owner, or owner had the responsibility or authority to basically release the content, otherwise the content could not be released. So this is the case that basically makes web 1.0 an older version in terms of technology than the web 2.0. So this is basically, we can say, the major difference between these two. So these three points, students, you must all remember that these three categories actually define differentiate web 1.0 from web 2.0, that is functionality, then technologies, and then security. So the major difference we can talk about web 1.0, web 2.0 is that web 2.0 websites enable users to create, share, collaborate, communicate their work with the others without any need of any web designing or publishing skills. So these capabilities were not present in web 1.0, although we all are basically not very much known to any particular means prior we had not any particular idea about website publishing and all, but still all the users are actually using various technologies like WhatsApp technology, Facebook, etc., and there any particular national news, etc., is shared amongst people. So people do not need any particular prior skill for web publishing, right? So this thing was not there in web 1.0. It's a major difference. Yeah. Now these are the various examples of the web 2.0 tools, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blogs, wikis, Google Earth, Google Maps. These are the tools of web 2.0 technology. Basically, I hope after this lecture you must have developed certain particular understanding about the subject of web 1.0 and web 2.0, and I hope that this subject must have given you the ability to observe, develop sense making, logical skills for abstract concepts. I hope the certain particular critical and innovative thinking skills must have been developed, and certain adaptive thinking skills must have been improved. I hope so. So now we'll go for the research scope. Basically, as we have now till now we have studied about the web 2.0, but actually what is the future scope of web 2.0? Actually it is approaching a new stage, that is called as web 3.0, and yes, of course, the research scope of web 2.0 is taking it towards a newer technology, that is web 3.0. It's an intelligent web or third generation of internet based services, and actually it's machine learning based. Basically we can say that web 3.0 technology is more equipped with the ML techniques or the machine learning techniques, and it's, we can say that it's the idea of such a web that it will store information in such a way that computers and other devices will understand on their own. Yes, of course, the here web 3.0 technology is focusing on one thing, that the computers and the devices in the network should learn on their own. For that, certain particular machine learning algorithms will be provided to them. On the basis of those algorithms, they will be able to learn, and then they will interpret certain particular things. So this is the idea of this particular web technology, that is web 3.0. And what are the examples of it? That is apart from FB app, Google Voice Search, Google Translate, Apple's Siri are some of the examples of this particular web 3.0 usage. So web 3.0 technology, we can say that it's the future of web 2.0 technology. So we have seen that how the web development actually went through. First it was web 1.0, then it became web 2.0, and now we are approaching towards a newer era, that is web 3.0. So this article actually incorporates certain text and diagrams which I have included from the references which are given as below. So students, this was all about the web 2.0 technology, and also we saw that how it is different from web 1.0, and also we saw that after web 2.0 we are now entering to a newer stage, that is web 3.0 technology era. Thank you.